You are now listening to the #1 podcast in Sabah.
Anda sedang mendengar Kinabalu Podcast.
I was gonna rip his heart out. I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one to stop me. Praise be to Allah.
Coming to you live from Sabah. This is Kinabalu Podcast.
This podcast is brought to you exclusively by Yohans, Urang KM Tinggal Jipun. Follow Yohans journey di channel Lagu dari Langit on YouTube.
And click on the playlist of Urang KM Tinggal Jipun. Kota Merudu. I think it's my tongue lah.
Kau Cina, kau mengaku saja. That's why.
I'm Sino. And now you know more. Untuk mengenali Aomori yang sangat-sangat menarik. Follow socials mereka di IG dan YouTube Lagu dari Langit hari ini.
Kira resis tu kalau gitu. Kau Cina, lepas tu kau kenapa Cina dah boleh sebut betul-betul meh? Kan?
Boleh mah.
We got nothing with that.
Yes.
Kita tongue twisted saja lah.
I'm not offended.
Yeah. We never offended each other lah.
Yes.
Pakis. Hoi.
Listen up, it's time to get the word out. Cannibalic Podcast is what it's about. Hear the stories, hear the beats. Listen to the podcast, it's sure to please. Cannibalic Podcast is the one to hear. It's full of stories, music, and cheer. So turn it up and listen loud. This podcast is sure to make you proud. It's the hottest podcast around. It's sure to make your feet move to the sound. It's the perfect way to pass the time. So turn it up and get in the groove and rhyme. Cannibalic Podcast is the one to hear. It's full of stories, music, and cheer. So turn it up and listen loud. This podcast is sure to make you proud. The stories are inspiring and the music is great. It's sure to make you stay up late. So don't be shy, check it out. This podcast is sure to make you shy. Kinabalu Podcast is the one to hear.
Selamat kembali ke podcast nombor 1 di Sabah. Saya Ricardo.
Saya Kiani.
Kinabalu Podcast, the #1 podcast di Sabah. Legit.
Kira kau terus lah.
Kadang-kadang saya macam saya rasa cringe lah kalau kita balik-balik cakap. Tapi entahlah.
Super legit. Kamu sebut juga lah.
tapi I think okay. As I said lah, narrative kan. Kita masih lagi bersama Mr. Ruben Sario. Mr. Ruben are still with the Star?
Yes, in a way. I left the Star in 2017, at the end of 2017.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I see.
And then I went on to work for another online media company, KL based. Mm-hmm. And then after that, I worked for as a media consultant for a state-owned GLC, government-linked company.
Okay. Oh.
And now I'm back in the Star as a contributor.
Okay.
I see.
I think there is no... Tiada orang bilang retire in because... age for a writer is just an age lah. Unless kau yang mau berhenti lah. Unless kau mau berhenti. If you still can write, you can still produce, can share your stories. Why not, man?
True.
Doing this keeps me going, and you know, it keeps my hands on the keyboard, so you know, to write. And
so you're from typewriter to the computer lah?
Oh yes.
Oh my!
When I studied in Canada, we were already using computers, right?
Okay.
For writing stories, to design the pages.
Started it first, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What sort of computer was it? Sorry if I cut you. Sorry.
It was an IBM.
Wow.
IBM or something like that. Yeah. In the college, you know, we were doing stories and, you know, the design. They call it pagination and all that. Those were already computerized. Then I came back. And it almost like hit me like a wall. I hit a wall because the newspapers here, the reporters were using manual typewriters.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah. So I actually to work. I actually go out and buy myself a manual typewriter.
Do you remember the brand?
Olivetti.
Oh wow, that is a legendary brand, man.
Do you still have it?
Yeah, but it's all rusted. And I never took care of it. That was my regret. I didn't really take care of it. It was all rusted. It's all rusted now.
That must be sentimental value. Kalau tu, I started with this and all.
Portable. It's a portable typewriter.
Oh my goodness.
And you mesti ada banyak carbon lah kan bawa sana sini.
Oh yeah.
Carbon
I used to remember stationery shops still sell those carbon
paper,
ribbons, right?
Yeah.
Not-
The ribbon, and then also they give the carbon paper to make a copy of whatever you
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah. I used to do that in my dad's punya office, my father punya office, yang kau taruh di bawah. Lepas tu kau tulis di bawah, terus double.
Yeah.
Kira bangga lah dapat double lah. And also lepas tu they started doing yang untuk macam liquid paper tu. But macam
even later,
dia kasih balik, and then dia taruh sana, so diorang boleh kasih tekan balik, and kalau T yang kau salah kau tekan balik supaya dia terpadam tu nanti balik, then kau boleh taruh on top balik.
It's the electronic ones, right?
No.
Manual.
Kau kena taruh di atas tu. Dia macam semua paper yang ada liquid paper on top.
Okay.
I don't know what they call it last time. Eraser something.
There was a brand.
Yeah.
I forgot.
So kau taruh dia di depan tu, kau type.
For those, those were official documents. But for newspaper work, for media work, you strike out.
Strike out sajalah.
Strike out and retype and all that. And I used to have there was a colleague in my Daily Express. You know, he'll be typing,
Okay.
and the newsroom would be so noisy because there were 5 or 6 typewriters going at the same time. You know, especially right before they lunch, it'd be like a racket going on.
Oh my god.
It's like real office lah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Office dulu kalau in movie pun mesti ada baru di office.
Ting.
Yes.
With the ting sound.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Wow.
Sepanjang Mr. Ruben doing this, what is the most memorable or the hardest for you to tell a story?
There's a few events in my
Your experience,
career.
okay.
I think one of these that will stick in my mind was the Tawau air crash in 1994. That time was I was in the Borneo Mail, and there was a Malaysian Airlines Fokker aircraft that went down near the Tawau airport, and we were lucky that we managed. Some of us in the media managed to hop on a helicopter flight that was chartered by
From KK.
From KK, and that was chartered by the former Deputy Chief Minister, the late Datuk Kapal Saleh.
Okay.
Yeah, he chartered a helicopter and he was willing to bring the media along with him. So we got to Tawau and we landed and we could see the wreckage and all that. And by the time we was there, I think most of the bodies from the had been removed already from the wreckage. And yeah. So the next from the airport, we went to the mortuary where the bodies were brought. And so we went to see we went to the mortuary and we saw the bodies. After that, my colleague managed to get a room. I couldn't get by that time. My colleague who was in the Star managed to get a room at one of the hotels in Tawau. So we went there. I wanted to use his room to write my stories, and I remember this very distinctly.
Okay,
we went into the lift. In the lift, hotel lift, they would promote this. The
cafeteria,
the restaurant, the
restaurants,
buffets, and all that.
Yeah.
This one promoted the whole roasted lamb.
Oh my!
Whole lamb, right?
Okay.
And it was a picture of that whole
roasted lamb.
Roasted lamb. Oh my!
And that picture was exactly the picture of the lamb was exactly like the body.
The body.
Wow. In the
man.
In the mortuary.
Whoa.
Oh my!
Because it was let me tell you, we are being too graphic here.
Yeah. It's okay. Yeah, I understand.
It's all good. The first time in my life I saw a burned body, human body.
Were you okay about it? I mean, experiencing you have to.
By that time, already, you have to detach yourself from your emotions.
Okay.
So you see,
quite fast kamu dapat. I mean, you got a flight and go straight there and still ada asap and you are still sempat doing that.
So that body, you know, when the human body is burned in a high temperature because there's aircraft, right?
Yes.
Fuel and all that. There's no limbs. The limbs are burned out, but you have the torso.
Okay.
It's a blackened torso.
Oh my.
The main structure lah.
Yeah.
Oh no, I can't imagine, man.
Wow.
And that roasted lamb looked exactly like that.
Oh.
For the longest time, I couldn't eat any roasted lamb.
Oh, okay.
How long did it take?
I think I stayed away from that kind of thing, you know, anything roasted or whatever for many months.
I mean, I'm sorry to hear the story.
Yeah.
But that's the real, you know, that's the thing that we go through, you know, the so-called the hazards of the genre.
Yeah.
Nowadays they don't do flying there. Nowadays they just wait until the Facebook, the chat the maci kawan. Ada accident lah dia no terbakar begini. Ni nak gambar dia. So you already got a picture, like free picture there.
My goodness.
And then tengok from the maci group or the anti-Liverpool group there, and then dah mati sini pukul begini. Even the police report sometimes they post it, you know.
Yeah.
How on earth they got it? Man, saya pun tak tahu. The proper wording, man.
I have no idea.
And then it's a free Reuters there lah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, but then again, we come back to you get part of it. You get the but you don't have, you know, the media. The role of the media is to tell the story.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant. Bukan macam dulu bah. They want to go there and everybody took whatever bus or apa untuk pergi sana. The Star, the Borneo Mail, the Sabah Times. Everybody want to hop in a car or jump in there bah.
To get the story.
To get the story, like hands on. And then what else? I mean, any other big stories? Big story.
Yeah, I mean,
you susah mau lupa lah.
Yeah, unforgettable ones.
There was the other one was, of course, there are many others, like for example, waiting outside the Istana, you know, for about almost a week. I think when the former chief minister, the Istana gates was closed to the chief minister who wanted to.
Yeah. Bukit the Istana Negeri. Okay.
So we
you were there.
We camped outside.
Was 90 something, right?
Yeah, 94.
4. Yeah.
So you guys literally camped outside. In a tent outside.
Not even in a tent, outside. We were just waiting outside.
Sampai pagi, the whole night, you know.
We were just waiting to see any development.
Not only the pemberita, you know. Not only the writer. Orang ramai pun were there.
Wow.
But ultimately, I think the police blocked public, so only the media. But yeah.
What a huge stakeout.
Because my parents also there. They want to get the like hands-on news lah. Like that kan. And strong supporter of I cannot say which one lah. Because I don't remember that time. Turun and gegar. It's very controversial that time. Because the undi sudah habis, but during pukul berapa belum ada announcement. I remember that time. Siapa mau angkat sumpah dia.
Correct.
Yeah.
So those were one of the political upheaval, one of the many political upheavals in Sabah. You know,
the big ones.
Okay, having stories. Then you are the hands-on person doing the writing and everything, and then you're gonna write it on and give to the editor, right? And editor gonna do approving the stories and baru masuk pergi
in the paper
lah. So have you ever tersalah getting berita kah?
And then got rejected by the editor.
Orang ini meninggal, 2 orang sebenarnya actually 5 people, for example.
That's
too far lah. But I mean, pernah berlaku ever happen to you?
There have been errors in maybe in terms of maybe names, spelling of names.
Tapi
the actual details and all that. There was a case. I don't remember actually. I'm not switching on selective memory mode, but I don't remember actually. There was a time when my facts were questioned, but it's just that maybe
grammatical errors, name error,
or the tone of the story. Tidak berapa ngam.
Okay,
I see.
So yeah, that I think most for me, we media people are pretty careful. You don't want to get tangled up in libel or lawsuits and all that.
Yeah.
So we're very careful, and the editors themselves are. editors are there because they are
the last
reporters.
person lah.
They are what they call the gatekeeper.
Okay.
So, but they are there also because they have the experience in the field.
I see.
So they would kind of like have an idea of whether whether what the reporter has wrote, the story is whether it's it sounds right or doesn't sound right. If there's any kind of doubt, then usually they would check with the reporter again.
Wow. Okay. I see.
That's why the editors. That's what the editors are there for. They do something called copy tasting, meaning that they read through a story. Does it sound right? Does it sound
doesn't taste coffee?
Doesn't taste coffee? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not off lah. So to speak.
Okay. Understand.
So if it's okay, then yeah.
And I think I assume when there's a big story, they themselves also, because they pun daripada writer juga before jadi editor, so they gonna kasih betul-betul confirm it lah. None like nowadays. Si Anu meninggal so many times. Si Anu meninggal sudah begini.
Tidak pasti, jangan kongsi.
And then suddenly tidak jadi pula dia meninggal. Macam mana ni? People just share stuff like that.
The wonders of social media.
Yeah. But I respect why writers like you, journalists like you, because you want to get the fact right, and then the ethics yang kamu, the discipline that you guys kasih biasakan diri ni to get the real fact yang betul-betul factuals and yang confirm. And bagi aku itu satu disiplin yang sangat bagus to every media creators nowadays yang sekarang punya. They should contohi yang lama punya. Because kadang-kadang ni they just F off everything. Yeah, kadang-kadang of course kau ada banyak followers because you're funny, for example. You have 200k followers, for example, and then kau cakap apa saja, people follows you because they like you. So meaning to say they don't akan ikut dia akan jadi ikutan, they're gonna follow you. So whenever you say yang not the right one, yang salah,
treat it as facts.
They don't treat it as like facts. So I think that is the boundaries. I think the people nowadays yang the content creators, influencers should really tekankan, and not just sells your makeup or your tudung bawal or whatever kan.
Tudung bawal.
Yeah. Of course, we've spoken about last time about the Tonduo. You covered the story, right?
Yes.
For our listeners, we got many listeners outside the Singaporeans. Kita banyak pendengar dari Singapore. Tonduo, why saya cakap Tonduo, because Tonduo is one of the biggest
threat to Sabahan.
Threat to Sabah. And and dia berlaku di Lahad Datu back in 2000 and I think
15
during biggest pilihan raya ever juga dia berlaku.
Oh my goodness.
That was when a group of Filipino southern Filipino armed gunmen, militant gunmen came in and they this area called Felda Sahabat, and the kampung is called Tonduo. They landed there, and basically they wanted to claim it as the territory for the Sulu Sultanate.
Okay.
Yes.
And there was a standoff, and I think the Malaysian security forces tried to negotiate with them, to say, hey, just leave, don't leave, and they wanted a peaceful resolution. Peaceful resolution, but in the end, I think they were stubborn and they thought that they could, they could make a, I don't know, they could successfully claim that area. In the end, I think what happened was there were two things that happened almost simultaneously. One was shootout, an ambush of
local informants.
Policemen in Semporna. And at the same time, there was almost 1 or 2 days later, there was an attack because of course the police field force, I think they went in and tried to secure the area in Tonduo, and what happened was they were I can't remember now. I think the ambush in Semporna, 9 or 10 policemen were killed there.
Oh my.
Yeah. And then in
Yeah.
Tonduo itself, there was a shootout, and 2 policemen, GOF, General Operations Force, were killed. And that I was there when we heard there was an incident, so we couldn't go in to the site itself, but as the police were bringing out the bodies of the 2 policemen, we saw the bodies, and that shook us. I mean, that was the reality like that.
So you were there for the whole time during the
practically the whole time.
Lama tu kan?
Few weeks,
Few weeks.
Wow.
Was it dangerous?
It was not dangerous, but it was confined to to that one particular location. But I think the security forces also restricted our movement. So in the end, it was initially a bit chaotic in Tonduo itself, because we were hearing so many things, and we wanted to verify the information, verify the facts, and ultimately, I think we had to rely on the security forces for information. Yeah, because we didn't want to give out the wrong information.
Yes.
That would be problematic.
I think I remember last time it was our defense minister was like Ishamuddin, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And Datuk Sri Najib was the prime minister, so he came there also, and
he came down.
Yeah, so there was a lot of questions about why it took so long, but for Malaysia to respond to.
What do you think? Why they took it so long?
I think it's because they wanted to settle it as amicably without any shots being fired. Ultimately, because of the ambushes and the fatalities among of the Malaysian security forces, they went all out.
I see.
Yeah, banyak. We lost kind of
a lot,
big bunch juga,
which is sad.
Which is sad.
And I remember at 6 o'clock, soon after the shootout at Tonduo, we were sleeping at the Felda Sahabat resort. I mean, all of us were camped there. And a day or two later, we heard, at 6 o'clock, I woke up at 6, just about before 6. I heard, our fighter jets, RMF fighter jets screaming overhead. I said, this is it. They've started. The offensive against them has started. So true enough that there was the bombing run on the positions.
So you guys pakai all the vests? Did you wear all vests? Protection?
No, actually we were not
not really
within the
confinement.
Within that area. So we were out. So really out of the combat zone. So we it was not necessary lah. But that gave us the opportunity to do other stories like the humanitarian crisis that face the dislocated villages.
Okay.
That was.
Well, masa sangat mencemburui kita.
Yeah, sangat jealous.
But I'm gonna give you a space, Mr. Ruben. If there's a young writers ataupun orang yang young journalist ataupun yang ingin berkecimpung,
up and coming
yang suka dalam bidang this writing and sharing stories via writings, what would you advise them?
One, the first thing is read a lot. Read because the reading will improve your language skills, will improve the way you write, and don't be so much caught up in videos and all that, because honestly,
you were saying TikTok, right? Okay. Not particularly in general.
Okay. But writing is an art, and
betul,
there's
correct.
a saying, think in ink. Meaning, it means that when you write something, you are forced to think.
Correct.
And it it's not as easy as saying, oh yeah, I can do this, and but when we try to put it down on paper, it's not that easy.
Correct.
So remember that writing is good, but you have to keep at it and experience life to be a good writer.
I see. Wow. If you see yourself at your age of 18, what would you advise yourself?
Wow, amazing.
I would advise myself. Good question. I would advise myself to even read more books. Read not so much on fiction books, but non-fiction as well.
Oh, you used to read fiction books last time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
My parents, cultivated a reading habit in all of us, my brothers and
that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
nice.
So, but I got caught up in novels and all that. But
Okay.
Fictions.
but I tell myself, non-fiction is good as well.
Okay.
You learn, you
Reality.
expand your mind.
Yeah.
Expand your thinking,
Okay.
expand your mind.
Alright.
So that would be one thing, and to experience the world as much as possible,
I see.
because through those experiences, it will reflect in the maturity of your thinking.
Correct.
In your writing.
Yeah.
I see.
Jauh berjalan, luas pemandangan.
Wow.
They say like that lah.
Betul.
Quick
Yeah.
question.
Oh,
Who is your favorite writer? Fiction.
fiction.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Tom Clancy.
Oh, yeah.
If you the one book that really influenced me is The Right Stuff.
Okay.
Oh.
It's about the American space program,
Okay.
and he is the one who influenced me in the sense that when you write stories, in words, you can actually make sounds. Where the instead
You read bush like that.
Yes.
Crack like that.
thud,
Ah.
so and you describe a situation, for example, the severed head of an astronaut in a
wording.
in a wording.
Wow.
It is lying in the swamp.
Wow.
How you describe it?
Yeah.
He did it. He did it
Perfectly.
perfectly.
Wow.
How about Lord of the J.R.R. Tolkien's? You
Honestly,
that kind of sci-fi.
yeah,
It's very fantasy.
Yeah, fantasy. I was not so much into that. I was when I was growing up. I was reading more books like by Frederick Forsyth.
Okay.
Those more into spies.
Okay.
War,
Okay.
World War II.
This one,
Interesting.
what is the yang they make a meme doing ting 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 the video yang very marshmallowish. It is actually from a writer tau. Diorang kasi keluar di Netflix yang 10 minutes the video.
Wes Anderson.
Yes, Wes Anderson.
No.
No. They're very hiwaya lah. I read the book, I was like, and I watched the video. I don't know, but people really like him, like that kind of
different
people, subjective.
Different strokes for different folks. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean there are some writers who go far out, but and it's fun. I mean for them, for some readers, yeah.
Like us lah. I mean podcast bukan semua orang kalau kira podcast because dia banyak maki. Dua budak gemuk yang cerita pasal kan.
Gemuk.
Yeah. So I consider myself fat by the way. But yeah. That's about it by the way. Kita sudah kehabisan kesuntukan masa, banyak boleh cerita, but I hope we can continue having a good relationship with because we're in the same line lah, kira mau share stories juga. More to talk about.
Ultimately it's about storytelling.
Yes, betul.
That's true.
How we can share the excitement of our stories and
sharpen our skills.
Yes.
Yeah.
And having the network via content creating, especially audio and writing, is very, very
hand in hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
I really, it's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure for us as well.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ruben.
Amazing. Yeah.
I think we can have more, maybe 1-2 episode juga specifically talking about maybe how to write and everything in the future. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Because I
right?
think many of our listeners yang suka the demographic kita banyak yang suka create and sharing stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, according to kita punya respond lah.
Yeah.
Kan?
If Mr. Ruben is alright with it.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. Ruben.
Thank you so
Sario,
much.
send our regards to the family. Send our regards to Bruno Mars. I have to agree to this. I think everybody was agree to this. Filipinos punya darah, punya blood. I tell you, very creative.
Yeah.
They're very sharp.
Yeah.
The voice also sharp.
Yeah, they sing very well.
Very
Do you know how
well.
to sing?
Of course.
Let me. The fastest way for me to clear out a room is for me to get into a microphone. Believe me,
It's in the blood.
No, they run away. I'm tone deaf.
Oh, I see.
my.
Well, never mind. You are not deaf on your writing, right? Yeah. So thank you very much, Mr.
Thank
Ruben.
you so much.
Can you want to say something? Anything?
Thank you for sharing your
Wonderful, man.
wonderful stories with us.
Thank you so much.
When it comes to writing, I majored in literature.
Wow.
Yeah, so I did some courses on this course as well, and your insight on writing really excites me.
Yeah, you read lah. Nanti you Google read and the star ada Ruben.
Yes,
This is the Ruben.
Yeah, this is the Ruben. I know. I've been reading on newspapers, Ruben and all that, and it's okay. This is the real person today.
Well, we're gonna end here. Podcast ini dibawakan khas kepada anda. Semoga bermanfaat to all the listeners, gain knowledge, and I think one of the best episode juga. Podcast ini dibawakan khas kepada anda oleh Yohans, orang Kota Maru Tinggal Jipun. Follow Yohans Journey di channel Lagu Dari Langit on YouTube. Dan Kenny,
Yep, click on the playlist Orang Kota Marudu Tinggal Jipun untuk mengenali Aomori yang sangat-sangat cantik. Follow socials mereka di IG dan YouTube Lagu Dari Langit hari ini.
Sampai di sini saja di kesempatan dan rezeki berbeza. Kita akan jumpa lagi. Saya Ricardo.
Saya Kenny.
Kami dari Kinabalu Podcast, the number one podcast in Sabah. Ciao, Jin. Ciao.
Ciao, Bella. Ciao.
Hello everyone, my name is Syed Saddiq. You are listening to Kinabalu Podcast, the number one podcast in Sabah.